We're going to just do a quick read for everybody. We're going to do a read on the, finally the retrograde is over. That one was a doozy. So, Aquarius, let's see. Aquarius, you have the Queen of Cups here. Aquarius, I don't know. Really, I just think that your next like 20 years with Pluto going into your sign is going to be about your connection to your heart in a lot of ways. And the Queen of Cups, she has this big ass cup right here. It looks like a trophy. It actually looks like a big ass trophy that she's holding on to. And that cup kind of represents her heart. She really follows her heart more than any other card in the tarot. And her heart is guiding her toward success. And so she doesn't necessarily follow the rules of her head, right? I do, part of me feels that for you, Aquarius, where there might be a lot of moments over the next 20 years, even though this is after the retrograde reading, where it's like, yeah, there might be like certain societal rules or, like we all have those things that our family tells us to do, right? And I feel like that you maybe need to go against those, rules sometimes. Like, I think you need to be a little bit of a rule breaker because, like, who made up the rules in the first place? Just some person. That's it. So I think that for a lot of you, it's not necessarily time for you to, go with the crowd, right? Especially with Pluto going into Aquarius. I think that you're going to be more of a rebel than ever. I think you need to kind of march to the beat of your own drum, Aquarius. That's where your success is going to come from. It's not going to come from like, oh, this is what I should do because that's what everybody does, or because my family tells me this is what's right. It's more like, what is your heart telling you to do? And that's what I feel like you need to listen to with the Queen of Cups. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. So if you want love, definitely could be a person coming in who sweeps you off your feet. I think you've been getting like the Knight of Cups with me a lot, or just love in general. So there definitely could be a new person, new connection coming in for you. I kind of feel like you're going to have to trust yourself a little bit on this situation. So if you're meeting a new person and you want love, I kind of feel that the future is unclear with this person, as in there is something. I'll probably pull another card in just a second to get clarity on this, but it just feels to me like I don't think it's like some sort of huge blockage that's going on here. And this is not like some toxic thing, like the person is married or whatever. I think this is maybe there's a little bit of distance. Maybe you work with the person or something like that. Well, I'm going to pull a card in a second. We'll see. But, I kind of get the feeling that there could be a little bit something going on here where you're like, okay, I don't know like where the future of this is going to be. I also get like if you're the type of person where it's like if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how to say what I want to say here, Aquarius, without sounding like a jerk, just so you know. So don't shoot the messenger. But it's like maybe this person, let's just say they make a lot of money, right? But maybe you're the type of person where you also want to have your own security, but also maybe it would be really hard because maybe like this is a person who wants a family, for example. And so it's like you wouldn't be able to work. But I kind of like if I put myself in your shoes, I feel like your future concern is like maybe you're saying to yourself, like, oh, what if this person leaves me and I have nothing to lean back on? I have, I don't have any future security. I hope that makes sense, right? And that's kind of what I get here. Same thing with business, by the way. Like if you're thinking like, oh, I start this business, it's successful, but like what happens in the future if the robots take over? What happens if, Mark Zuckerberg finally, pushes the button that turns him into a super robot where he starts shooting lasers out of his eyes and, he takes over the US, him and Bill Gates, right? Mark Zuckerberg is a dollar store version of Bill Gates. So Daddy Gates and Mark Zuckerberg take over the country and my business is no longer successful. So I get a little bit of that like catastrophizing type of energy popping into my head about the future. And I kind of feel like it's saying, well, probably not going to happen. Number one, there are people like me who are dedicated to taking that rat bastard Mark Zuckerberg down, right? So probably not going to happen. Wouldn't worry about it. You have these Six of Pentacles here. Basically what I just said. I wanted to clarify that Knight of Cups, and I kind of feel that for some of you, this is talking about the investment. I feel like you need to pay attention to the tennis match in life. So again, if you're worried about committing to a person or there's some sort of little bit of an obstacle here, right? Six of Pentacles, the moon as your outcome, you're not sure about the future. The Six of Pentacles says what I have been saying to you since I started this channel, Aquarius. You need to trust the evidence. The evidence is right in front of you that things are going to work out on whatever it is that you're putting work on. I think as long as you're making progress and as long as the needle is moving forward, so to speak, I think you will find success. I think if things start to slow down, you also need to trust that energy as well, right? You need to trust that if things slow down, you might need to evolve or make a difference. I think it would be a really good time for you, Aquarius, as well. Not to drag this out, but I think it would be a good time for you to like look at how far you've come. I think everybody should do that, but definitely you, based off this reading. I think you should kind of look at everything you've accomplished over the past 20 years and say, I've accomplished a lot. I can do a lot. I have overcome a lot of obstacles. So there's nothing, there's nothing that can stop you here, Aquarius. So I would keep pushing.